Hi, I'm Megan Powell of the Essex Bridge Center. This lesson is part of our Bridge Bootcamp series, allowing advanced beginners to revisit the basics, the fundamentals of bridge in order for them to build on that foundation. So let's talk about getting ready. In this getting ready lesson, we want to explore the very first things a bridge player does at the table before we get into the more complicated concepts of, do we bid in major suits? Do we bid in minor suits? Let's just start at the very, very beginning. When we get seated at a bridge table, it's important that we know who gets this auction started. It is always the dealer who speaks first in an auction. Now, if we were playing in different software packages, we would have different ways of determining who the dealer is. For instance, if we play in Shark Bridge, your tabletop area is usually a different color if you're the dealer at the beginning of the hand. Also, in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a sort of something that looks like a poker chip. And in that poker chip, the dealer is marked. If we were to play, for instance, in BBO, Bridge Base, when it's your turn to do something, your table area and your screen is highlighted and you will see the bidding box. So at the beginning of a hand, if immediately you see a bidding box in front of you, well, then you're the dealer. If you were playing in a live in-person bridge club, you would have this plastic container on your table. It would have 4 slots with cards in each slot. And notice on the front of this plastic container, which we refer to as a board, you would have the dealer marked. So now, the dealer speaks first in the auction. How do we begin? Well, everybody at the table should be counting their high card points. And as most of you probably know, aces in your hand are worth 4 high card points. Kings are worth 3 high card points. Queens are worth 2 high card points. Jacks are worth 1 high card point. And so you would see a hand that would look, for instance, like this, and you would begin the process of counting your high card points. So let's do that together. If I look at this hand, suit by suit, I would first look at the spade suit, and notice I have the ace, the king, and the queen. And when I add up those high card points, I have 9 high card points in the spade suit. I then look at the heart suit, and I only have the queen of hearts. That is worth 2 high card points. Then I look at the club suit, where I have the ace and the king. Those are worth 7 high card points. When I look at the diamond suit, I have no high cards, no face cards in that suit. So there are no high card points in diamonds. When I add up my high card points, I find that I have 18 high card points on this hand. So now the auction is ready to begin. And as we are ready to begin, one of the things we want to keep in mind is that the partnership would like to find a major suit contract. Hearts and spades are the major suits. And we're hoping to find a way of playing in either a heart contract or a spade contract. Another thing to keep in mind, even though we want to play in a major suit contract, more importantly, we want to play in a major suit game contract. So where do this all start? We start with the opener's bidding. So let's say the dealer counted up high card points, and the dealer is going to be the first person to speak in the auction, and the dealer has the right goods, the right values to make an opening bid. How does that person determine the order they should consider their opening bid? Well, that's where we go to the opener's priority list, which you should have a copy of nearby. The opener's priority list starts with us considering standard one-level opening bids. This is what happens most often when we open a hand. We look for these standard one-level opening bids, and there is an order, a priority to how you determine what to open. The first thing you look for is how many high card points you have altogether. If you have 12 to 20 high card points, you will absolutely have an opening bid. So now you've got your 12 to 20 high card points. You look at this opener's priority list. If you have a 5-card or longer major, hearts, or spades, you will open that major suit as your first choice. 1 heart or 1 spade, 12 to 20 points, 5 or more cards in that suit. If you did not have a 5-card major, you would then move down this priority list to 1 no trump and see if you meet the requirements to open 1 no trump. You need 15, 16, 17 high card points. You need a balanced hand. If you don't meet those requirements, you would then move down the opener's priority list to the 3rd item. And with 12 to 20 standard high card points, you will absolutely open something. If you cannot open 1 heart or 1 spade, if you cannot open 1 no trump, you will open either 1 club or 1 diamond. There are other things to consider as well, because if you don't have a standard 1-level opening bid, you could consider opening alternately in a different way. And this may be new for some of you. If you don't have the full 12 high card points for a standard opening bid, you look to see if you can compromise a little bit. Maybe you have almost 12 points. Maybe you have an alternate way of opening a 1-level suit. So now you look for 11 high card points and a 6-card suit, or you look for something called Rule of 20, or you look to open under certain conditions in 3rd seat with only 10 points. Now, all of these things we're going to have to talk about in slightly more detail. And I'm going to start with the standard 1-level opening bids. When we talk about opening 1 heart or 1 spade, what we're talking about is 12 to 20 high card points in your opening hand. We are talking about a 5-card or longer major suit, hearts or spades, and they can be any 5 cards. They do not have to be honor cards at all. You are going to open 1 heart or 1 spade. What if you had 5 heart cards and 5 spade cards? You would open with 5-5 in the majors, 1 spade. So let's say you're the dealer, and let's say this is your hand. You have at least 12 high card points in this hand. In fact, you have 13. You are going to open something with this standard opening point count. Now, you have 5 spade cards and you have 5 heart cards. How do you know which suit to open? Well, there is a protocol. This is not bidding up the line the way you may have learned for responder bidding. With responders, if they're holding 4 hearts and 4 spades, we've taught those responders to bid up the line in hearts. This is not a responding bid. This is an opening bid, and there are different rules. When you have a 5-card heart suit and a 5-card spade suit, and you're going to make your opening bid, you always open 1 spade, even if you like the hearts better. You always open 1 spade. 1 spade is higher ranking on your bidding ladder, and I'm hoping you have a bidding ladder nearby. You bid 1 spade because if there is no spade fit with responder, after you've started in 1 spade and responder bids something completely different, you will then, openers, be able to bid the heart suit now, and you'll be able to bid it at a low level. By opening 1 spade first and potentially showing hearts later, your partnership will be able to choose between playing in hearts or spades at a low level. And that's a very helpful thing so that we don't push the auction too high if we don't have enough partnership points. We're still talking about standard 1-level opening bids. And if we don't have an opening of 1 heart or 1 spade because we don't meet those requirements, we move down the opener's priority list, and the next item is to open 1 no trump. To open 1 no trump, we need 15, 16, 17 high card points, and we need a balanced hand. What does that mean? It means we do not have a 5-card or longer major. It also means we don't have any voids and we don't have any singletons throughout our hand. We might have one suit that has only 2 cards in it, a doubleton, but we can only have one of those kinds of suits. In fact, what we have are one of the 3 balanced shapes in bridge. We either have 4 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards, which is as balanced as flat as you can be with 13 cards, or we have 4, 4, 3, 2. Notice there's a doubleton. You're allowed to have one. It does not matter which suit has the doubleton. It does not matter which suits are the 4-card suits. We might have the 3rd kind of shape to open one no trump, a 5-card minor suit, club or diamond, and then 3 cards, 3 cards, 2 cards. There's your doubleton again. So we would open one no trump with this particular shape when we don't open one heart or one spade, but it's still not a major suit, is it? And we really love major suits. But the opener and the responder will work together even after a one no trump opening to search for a major suit fit. Try and get there before the auction ends. If we don't meet the requirements to open one heart or one spade, and we don't meet the requirements to open one no trump, with 12 to 20 high card points, we absolutely will open something, and that something will be by default a minor suit. We would open one club or one diamond. We only need 3 cards to open a minor suit. If we open one club or one diamond, we do not have a 5-card major. We do not meet the requirements to open one no trump. We are by default opening a minor suit, and we are opening our longest minor suit. It could be just 3 cards. Now, if we open a minor suit, and we have to decide which minor suit to open, because our minor suits are equal length. If we have 3 clubs and 3 diamonds, we will open the club suit, 1 club, the lower ranking of the 2 minor suits. If our minor suits are equal length and they are 4 clubs and 4 diamonds, 4, 4, we open the higher ranking of the minor suits, 1 diamond. We do this because over time, our partners will be able to start making decisions based on that information. When we open 1 diamond, we will almost always have 4 or more diamond cards. And our partner needs that information to continue putting bidding ideas together. And also during the play of the hand, our partners will count on us for 4 diamond cards, and that might make a difference in how they play the hand. So we're going to open our longest minor suit. We open 1 club or 1 diamond in this case. Still not a major suit though, right? But that's okay, because opener and responder are still going to work together to search for a major suit fit before this auction ends. And we spend time in other lessons talking about how to do that. So our opener priority list starts with standard 1-level opening bids. If we don't meet the requirement to open standard 1-level bids, we start thinking about the alternate 1-level opening bids, because it absolutely is possible to open 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, or 1 spade without the full 12 high card points. Now, we're not going to talk about opening alternately and no trump. That's not a thing. We don't open alternately 1 no trump, but we could open 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, or 1 spade without the full 12 high card points if we meet certain conditions. And this may be new for many of you. How do we open alternate bids? Well, let's first talk about having almost 12 high card points. You have, in fact, 11 high card points. If you have 11 high card points and you have a 6-card suit, major or minor, you would open that suit, the 6-card suit, on the 1 level. 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, whichever suit is the 6-card suit. And this is roughly equivalent to a 12-point opening standard hand. So 11 high card points, and specifically 6 or more cards in a suit, you open that 6-card suit on the one level and treat it as though it's 12 points. So that's one alternate option. Here's another option that happens probably more frequently than the first one, and it's called the rule of 20. You may open a one-level suit bid if you meet what's called the rule of 20. Here's how it works. You have an unbalanced hand. You have two longish suits. You count up the cards in your two longest suits, and you get a total number of cards between those two suits. Then you add that total number of cards to your total high card point count. If that total equals 20 or more, you open on the one level in your suit. So let's look at an example of that. On this hand on your screen, I have 11 high card points. I don't have a 6-card suit. If I had a 6-card suit with my 11 points, I would open that 6-card suit, but I don't. So now let's see if I meet the rule of 20. What I do is I take the number of cards in my two longest suits. I have a 4-card spade suit, a 5-card heart suit. I'm going to count those number of cards together. That gets me to 9 cards between those two suits. I add 9, the number of cards in the two longest suits, to my high card point count, 11. 9 plus 11 is 20. As long as the sum of your suit length and your high card points equals 20 or greater, you are going to open the bidding, and you open the bidding as you usually do. For instance, I have a 5-card major, so my opening bid would be 1 heart. Now, if you look at this next example on your screen, I have 10 high card points in this hand. I don't have a 5-card major. I do have a 6-card suit, but I don't have 11 high card points, do I? If I had 11 high card points with that 6-card suit, the decision would be to just open 1 diamond, but I don't have that. So let's see if I can work out a different opening bid using the rule of 20. See if I meet a different requirement. I have 6 diamond cards. I also have 4 club cards. 6 diamonds, 4 clubs, that's 10 cards between those two long suits. I take that number of 10, the length of my two longest suits, I add it to my high card points, 10. 10 plus 10 equals 20. I meet the rule of 20. So yes, I'm going to open 1 diamond because it's my longest minor suit. So that's a nice alternate way of using an alternate bid here. Now, the rule of 20 is used if you are the dealer, the first bidding seat, or if the dealer passes and you are in the second bidding seat, you use the rule of 20. First seat, second seat, but that's it. So what if you're in the third seat? What do you do? Well, in the third seat, here's what has happened. You can open your third seat hand with as few as 10 high card points. That means if you're in third seat, that the dealer has passed, and then the very next player has passed as well. You have 2 passes right in front of you. You are the third person to bid. You may open in third seat with just 10 high card points. That's all you need. Why is that? Well, either all 4 players have roughly 10 high card points out of the 40 high card point deck, so why not jump into the auction for your partnership and try and take a contract? Or the player in fourth seat right after you has a huge point count, and you want to get into the auction and make it a little harder for that other player to try and make the best kind of bid. So what you're doing is interfering against a powerhouse player, potentially. So if you look at the example I have here on my screen, my hand here, it has 10 high card points, and the 2 players in front of me have just passed. With my 10 high card points, I can open in third seat, and I open as usual. Since I have a 5-card or longer major suit, I would open this 1 spade. All right, so these are your opening possibilities. Standard openers, alternate openers with almost 10, 12 points. Each partnership is also searching for a game contract. That is even better than just a major suit contract, is a major suit game contract. The bidding ladder, which I'm hoping you have nearby, shows you how the auction keeps moving upward and increases in number and denomination. The major suit games are the 4-level, 4 hearts and 4 spades. We love major suits. They score the best. So each partnership is trying to find not only a major suit contract, but a major suit game contract. Now let's talk about game contracts for just a minute. The major suit game contracts are 4 hearts and 4 spades. Your partnership needs an 8-card fit. That means that you and your partner have 8 or more cards together in hearts or spades. You need to take 10 out of the 13 potential tricks to be successful in a 4-heart or 4-spade contract. How do you decide whether you go to 4 hearts or 4 spades? Well, you have to start figuring out how many points you and your partner have as the auction continues. You need 25 points together to be comfortable bidding on the 4 level in hearts or spades. You need to have your 8-card fit. And in our other boot camp lessons, we talk about how to find this heart fit or this spade fit and how to know whether we should go to game. A 4-heart or 4-spade major suit game contract requires an 8-card or longer major suit fit between your 2 hands. You need 25 or more partnership points, and then you need to take 10 out of 13 tricks. There are other game contracts. 3-no trump is the next desirable game contract. Now, you do not have a trump suit on your side. You do not have an 8-card major suit fit. The game level in no trump is the 3-level, not the 4-level, because you don't have a trump suit to help you. You need to take 9 tricks out of 13 tricks to be successful. You still need 25 points together. And again, that's part of the bidding conversation to figure out how many points are in your partnership. The last kind of game contract are the minor suit games, 5 clubs and 5 diamonds. Now, you still need an 8-card minor suit fit to bid game in the minor suits. Here's the problem. A minor suit game contract is the 5-level on the bidding ladder, and that means you need to take at least 11 tricks out of 13, and that is difficult to do. You would need 28 points in your partnership to be comfortable going all the way to 5 clubs and 5 diamonds. And then, even if you do work hard to make it, the score is not that great. The best score comes from a 4-heart or 4-spade game contract or a 3-no trump game contract. If you were thinking about bidding 5 clubs or 5 diamonds, over time, you will learn to maybe try and shift to 3-no trump instead of 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. And this all comes down to scoring. Understanding scoring is going to make your life a little easier when it comes to bidding. At our website, EssexBridgeCenter.com, we do have a link where you can go look at scoring information. We have scoring videos and scoring handouts that help you figure out how scoring works in duplicate bridge. Understanding scoring will help your bidding. It really will. So in this getting ready lesson, what are we trying to make sure we have down? We want to count our high card points as soon as we see our hands. And then as soon as we've counted our high card points, we look to see who the dealer is. And if you're the dealer, you start to think about, do you have an opening hand? And you start with the opener's priority list. And in particular, you start with the standard 1-level opening bids, because that's what you're going to see most often. And there is a priority in how you think about opening. We always try to open a major suit first. If we can't, we move down to try and open 1-no trump. And if you can't do that, you will open 1 club or 1 diamond with your 12 to 20 standard opening points. Now, if you did not have 12 to 20 opening points, you would look for an alternate 1-level opening suit bid. We talked about 11 high card points and a 6-card suit. You could open that. You could have the rule of 20 either as dealer or as the second bidding seat. Or if you were the third bidding seat after 2 passes, you could open with 10 high card points. As the auction gets underway, you have to know who you are. It's going to make an enormous difference in being able to figure out your next step. Are you the opener? Are you the responder? Are you an opponent to the opener responder? How do you act in this auction? So now we're ready to start thinking about how we open the bidding and how we react to our partner's opening bid as responder. Put these pieces together, and then you're ready to move on to our next lessons in our Bridge Bootcamp series. Thanks for joining me.